Hey everyone, and welcome back to Master Site. Today we have our game one from Bugeater GT, where I'm facing off against Jared Holcomb and his Empire Dust. So Jared and I have played quite a bit. He's been on the channel several times. We usually have a tendency of meeting up anytime we're at the same tournament. Typically day two, but we're getting it out of the way early, I guess. So. Let's dive into Jared's list and then we'll go through the game. So, Jared's Empire Dust, he's got a horde of skeletons, two regiments of revenants, two hordes of enslaved guardians, one with the fire oil. He has a scavenger regiment, the soul snare, a reanimated behemoth, two bone giants, both with slayer. He has a monolith, Sebek Ray, and Shobik. So 13 drops, 24 unit strength. Pretty straightforward. I think, the regiments of revenants are the only things that kind of stand out from uh, some of the typical EoD lists. I do like these units. They're very defensive. They're a lot cheaper than mummies. They obviously don't hit as hard, but a lot of times you just want the defensive value. And with the three monsters, four if you count Shobik, those are the guys that you want to do the work along with guard and slave guardians anyway. So I like the list. Yeah, I think it's very, very good. So let's go ahead, dive on in. So there's Jared here. And here's our board after turn one. So we are playing Dominate, I believe. Yeah, Dominate. And Jared won the roll for first turn, but he gave me first turn. I think he was afraid of the potential for wind blasting on bottom of the turn when it came to Dominate. So I'll take first turn. I do think that Dominate's not one that I typically get most useful surging or wind blasting out of, but all good here. So you see Jared's deployment is pretty standard, using the um, impassable as his kind of anchor. But he's not playing a full denied flank over to the other side, so he's has to kind of play for the middle with it being dominate. For me, on the left-hand side, I have a regiment of scarecrows with a tormentor troop, butcher flesh ripper, a soul flares, my special giant or titan from the game. He's in kind of a weird position because I ran out of room deployment wise, so I put him behind the unit and then ran him forward through the unit for first turn. Horde of Scarecrows, another Tormentor unit. This is my Well of Soul, or not Well of Souls, Portal of Despair. I have a Dread Fiend here. This is the one with Trickster's Wand, who's going to be very useful against the Soul Snare. Another Horde of Scarecrows, Tormentors, Soul Flares, and then I have both my Mind Screeches up on the hill here. Butcher, last Horde of Scarecrows, another Soul Flare, and the Dread Fiend with the Blaze Slashing out on the right. I'll be honest, I forget which units of Soul Flares had what this turn, but I don't think it really mattered much, so. So Jared's got Bone Giant, Revenants, the Enslaved Guardians out behind, Horde of Skeletons, the Scavengers, the Soul Snare, Sebek Ray. He has his next giant, Shobik, the Monolith, Revenants, Guardians, Reanimated Behemoth, and then Jared forgot his Titan at home, so he's actually borrowing one of my Empire Dust models here for his special giant. Which I believe his special giant he took a rampage on. I know that for sure. I forget what else it had, but yeah, he had lots of Slayer with his other monsters, so he took extra rampaging with this one. And this is how the board looks after Jared and my first turn. So going in turn 2, I shuffle forward a little bit. I've been doing a little bit of wind blasting on the a couple of the monsters. So pushing the giants back where I can just to allow me to take up some more space, really. But just slow and steady moving forward here. He's in a pretty good defensive position, but just got to buy my time, and I'll be able to wait him out because he has to come to the dominate circle at some point. So, but big thing is this right flank here with the impassable kind of was blocked off from the rest of my army. So now we're kind of turning in to be able to support the center, and then vice versa. Staying out of just natural charge ranges of 6 inches over here, but or 12-inch charge potential, but just slowly backing them down little by little right now. So Jared's turn, no engagement, just doing a little shuffling. I failed to hex the soul snare this turn, so he's able to yeah, he's able to shoot easily. Or I fail, or no, I didn't fail on turn 2. I fail on turn 3. But he, even when I hexed him, he just stayed put. He shot, and he's shooting at my Dread Fiend, I believe. But he's shooting, and then he's casting heal with Sebic Ray and Shobik turn to look at him, so that way he can get some more heal. As well, the Soul Snare is able to just heal itself after the Drain Life succeeds. So yeah, nothing's really sticking when it comes to the shooting. But yeah, just maintaining a battle line. Not much at this point, but yeah. So my turn 3, I decide to go ahead and go in. Mainly, I feel like my giant can do a good amount of work here, so I'm gonna try to get some use out of it. So I use the regiment to block up his giant. The butcher blocks up the horde, and my titan goes into the revenants. And the big reason I was doing this is mainly because even if I kill this unit, the Guardians can't charge me because they're overhanging with the skeletons right now. So the best he could do is like a sidestep and then potentially surge. But my goal is to kill this unit, back up. Or if I don't kill him, we'll just sit there and grind. I don't expect to take much damage in return. And I'm just, still got lots of stuff threatening to come in and support. So yeah, and just maintaining our equilibrium out here while we're pushing things back with Wind Blast, mainly this reanimated behemoth. So fun times. And then shooting, I believe we wavered the scavengers with Lightning Bolt this turn, which is very helpful. I did get pretty lucky actually with this because my Titan's only crushing 2. But I did take the extra 3d6 worth of rampage. So I rolled really, really big, got I think 27 total attacks. So out of the 4d6 dice, I rolled like 19. And then did enough wounds to pick up the regiment. And after we kill it, we backed up 2 or 3 inches here, it looks like. And this is what the board looks like going into Jared's turn 3. And this is the movement. So he countercharges here. He just kind of backs off with the Guardians, realizing that he can hit the Butcher at this point. So countercharge, and my Butcher's on a smaller base size than Shobik, who was looking this way. So he was able to do the smart charging and get the horde over so that Shobik could hit the flank. His other giant just charged in here, which I'm a-okay with. He just wants to block us up. His main Titan, though, charges over here. He's got lots of rampage and everything. And yeah, regiment charged this unit. Again, he's committing, but this is pulling him out of the defensive kind of shell he was in before. So we're just getting the issue forced at this point, which is what we want. So lost the Butcher Flesh Ripper, as you do, and that was the only lost combat there. Everything else stuck around. So going into my turn 4, this is how the table looks. And this is what ended up happening. So on the left, I took the center Tormentor Troop and the Rampager into the Horde. Thinking I actually have a decent shot of breaking this. If yeah, I mean, might be recency bias, but the Rampaging Giant did a lot of work to Defense 5, so Defense 4 should do even more work, right? Soul Flares came into the flank of the Giant here, again doing smart charges in order to accomplish that. The Dread Fiend no longer casting Hex, he's going into the flank of his Titan, and we'll countercharge the front like so. Still maintaining some units in the back, like this one over on the left-hand flank, and the Tormentor Troop in the center. Still have to be able to project some threats, so but then one of the big things that Jared missed was backing up these units back here. He didn't check the range from the center Soul Flares, so you'll see that we got a flank into the Enslaved Guardians, and I believe that might be the Helm of the Drunken Ram unit as well, which is going to be nasty. So. And then while we do that, we hit the flank here with the Horde, who's hindered, and here. So, yeah, so we're looking good on the right hand flank for sure. Left hand is, holding up, but I think we're going to take out the Giant in the middle. The Titan we'll just have to deal with later, but we're getting some damage on it at this point. So. Shooting wise, our Lightning Bolt wavers the Scavengers again. He's been healing them with whatever he's drained lifing and Sevic Rays back here and all that. So, yeah. So on the left, we do kill the Giant. I back up with the Soul Flares and then run forward with the Horde in an attempt to try and get a big roadblock for Shobik. We didn't run forward far enough to really to effectively do it, but we're in a good spot. And then we killed both units out here that we were engaged in the flank with. So, yeah, so very good outcomes that we were looking for, and we're setting up kind of a kill box out on the right here. This Soul Flare unit's able to see this guy's out of range of the Dread Fiend, so because behemoths are only speed 6. So he can charge here, he can do move and surge into this one. But yeah, we are more than happy with what we've already killed out there and just slowly winning the attrition battle at this point. So this is what it looks like going into Jared's turn 4, bottom 3, one of those. And this is how movement ends up. So on the left, he continues to fight here. And then he double charges, or no, he charges the Tormentor Troop with that. The slide over allows for enough room for the Guardians to get into my Titan. Shobik gets in position to get surged. I think he wanted, he's casting heal and he wanted Sevic Ray to be over there, so he didn't have enough range to use Sevic's heal, so he chained it basically, which is a good play for sure. And then he set up for the Monolith to be able to surge here, which he definitely gets both of those, no big deal. And his Soul Snare has been shooting at this unit for, I believe, the past 2 turns. So we're, not sitting too pretty. I think he's doing average 3 wounds a turn. So we're up to, I believe, 6 after shooting this turn. Luckily, we are not wavered. So that is good for us for sure. So the Giant, after 2 rounds of combat, has now punched through the regiment of Scarecrows. Those guys did just fine for holding up for a couple turns. He wavers this unit, and then he kills the Horde. 2 rounds from his Titan with extra rampaging, pulled it off. And then he kills the Tormentor troop. Surprisingly, Shobik does not kill the flank of the Dread Fiend, so we stuck around there for this turn at least. So on my turn, I don't really have many great options, so I take the Tormentors into the what's it called? Guardians. They block up the Bone Giant is a big reason why I did that there. And then we take the flank here as well as the front with the Titan. Out on the right, we back up our wavered unit. We hit the flank, we hit the rear with these guys, and just kind of pushing towards the middle with the unit strength. I'm trying to focus down the Titan this turn, so we take triple charges on that. And then our unit that was getting shot at from the left-hand side decides to jump over and hit the flank of the monolith. I believe this is the unit with J-boots, so that is helpful. Our shooting takes out the scavengers, so that is good. We finally get something with shooting to work. Normally doesn't really happen with EoD. They have too much heal and sustain, so in the middle, we do kill the Titan and reform. We also killed the Monolith and have reformed. We kill the Horde of Skeletons, and this is how we're looking from there. And we do not kill the Behemoth, which is not terribly unexpected. So, defense 6 is a hard thing to crack. So, even with flanks and rears, we were hindered though. So this is how the board looks. I believe going into bottom of 4 or 5, bottom 4 or 5. So not too many options here. He takes the flank front. Really, the only things he had. He goes back into the injured unit over here. And because of the crazy base of Chariot, he's not able to reform more than just doing 180 degrees. So Shobik killed the Dread Fiend and turned to face like so. And so my top of 6, I believe it is. This is how it's looking. So Butcher joined in on the triple team over here. We're feeding Shobik some a fresh horde of scarecrows and blocking Shobik off so he can't do any withdraws, and then funny surging options from there. So we have a unit behind him to stop that. These guys just flew over in position. Really, I'm just blocking off from the central zone at this point. There really wasn't a good unit to hit in the front here, and I decided the horde of scarecrows was enough to take out the war machine. So, yeah, this is close-ups, and so we did take out the war machine. Lightning bolt put a couple wounds on the giants, 2 or 3. So maybe, if we have a turn 7, we got one more shot. But we're giving up on, Sebek. We're not going to hunt down. We're giving up on killing Shobik. But we did get the reanimated behemoth. So bottom 6, Jared just goes in with what he has. He kills the horde. He does not kill my Titan with his giant. So that sets up this situation where I'm able to flank with the soul flares, and then I think it's just a single front charge, maybe a double front, but that is how it ended up. And these guys, again, I'm not looking to feed Shobik anything more, so replace the withdraw denier with a mind screech here. And realistically, I think this is roughly the center of the board, so all this stuff is in. So I definitely have the unit strength to be winning at this point. We do kill the giant, and that is where the game ends. On the return, I believe Jared killed my troop of tormentors, but did not kill the horde. So, um, yeah, so that is where the game ended. We got a pretty sizable victory. We killed the Titan, which is worth 2 additional victory points. Got the win, and then we're sitting at 4 or 5 out of the attrition because it's only a positive attrition score for the event. So out of the 22 possible points, I believe we're sitting at either. I think we're at 21 because Shobik, Sevik, and a Horde of Guardians should be enough to avoid getting the max potential attrition. So 21 out of 22 possible points is a good outcome for us here. um, but yeah, it not a whole lot in this particular one. I do think Jared, talking with him afterwards, I do think Jared would have been better off taking the first turn and pushing forward. Getting more ground to work from. Being on the back foot in that deployment zone just is not where EoD wants to be when it's a dominate game. And me being able to outflank him on the right hand side, he had to play a lot more defensively. I think if he would have pushed up and had, let me go ahead and go back, but if he would have pushed up by taking first turn and gotten the uh, my right flank to be separated, I think that's more ideal for him. It's when these guys get around the building and can push in the center. That's when it starts to be an issue. So, um, but yeah, it was a good game, fun game as always with Jared. His army looks great, and I think it did fairly well for the rest of the event. So yeah, starting off with a solid win for game one of Bugeater. Uh, just how we want to do. So we're gonna go into game two playing one of the higher tables at this point. I think several people are getting higher value wins, with it being only positive attrition and not a blackjack scoring system. So that is all for game one, and we will see you guys on game two.